Howdy, and welcome back to the channel. You got Digital Asset Hutch here, bringing you all the know about that digital asset and US economy space. And as y'all can tell from the title, today we are going to do a little deeper dive into some projects that I'm personally looking at for this next cycle. Now, just because I'm looking at them doesn't mean I'm buying them by any means. This could be because FTX had a contagion in its ecosystem, or I just think it has really good tech and I actually might buy it. So I just wanted to say that, and that this isn't financial advice by any means, but if you do like any of the coins that I do mention today, go ahead and drop a like below and comment which one, and we can do a deeper dive on which coin and what actually it's about. So let's go ahead and jump to CoinMarketCap so y'all can see a quick overview of some of those coins we will be looking at today. And big shout out to Ethereum, who hit 200 billion in market cap today. So on the topic of market cap, let's go ahead and look at crypto total market cap, because in previous videos we did kind of fixate on that $1 trillion market, and as you can see, we actually did finally flip that resistance as support, which could be good times coming ahead. But y'all aren't here for that TA. Let's dive into number one, and as you know, it is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is that first ever cryptocurrency created, got the name of internet gold and store of value, but its main reasoning for being created is actually to compete with PayPal, Cash App, providers of that nature. So its goal was to eliminate those third parties and it just be you and your friend. Those are the only two people responsible for the transaction, and then you have the miners behind the scenes confirming it, but you don't have to worry about anyone storing your data or anything of that. And it is a proof of work, which kind of is a perfect segue into number two, who ran from proof of work to proof of stake, and that is Ethereum. Ethereum is that first ecosystem with smart contracts, and essentially they had those smart contracts start 2021, 2022, around that bull market. And as you can see, they're not really sure exactly where they want to go. They kind of have described it as every day you find a new use case for Ethereum. They ultimately wanted to get their product out first, unlike some of their competitors, and their main goal is to keep your data safe, to make sure that no one can get censored like some of the centralized products today. And they want to make sure you can bank your own finances, as well as with those smart contracts bring in businesses from the real world to build on it. And that is also a goal for the video, is to show you some of the use cases that crypto brings, because a lot of people don't think crypto has a use case. But with some of these apps and in some of these websites, we will hopefully prove that wrong. Now, segueing into number three, we have Cardano. They are a proof of stake as well. They have smart contracts that just got released, I believe, within the last year, and it has boomed for their growth. As you can see, they were more of the slower ones. They didn't want to have the first product out there. They wanted to make sure their tech was right. And essentially what they are trying to do is bring transparency, bring quickness, because I know we all try to wire things nowadays, and it typically takes 2 days for you to wire money. Well, Cardano is trying to make that transaction happen in like a minute, as well as just get rid of those counterfeit goods, because as you can see here in the healthcare, you have those counterfeit medicines. So they're trying to bring transparency to that by having it on a ledger on its ecosystem, so anyone can see where that medicine came from. Now, that's also a nice segue to XRP, who is mainly about that central bank digital currency, but as y'all know, in one of the last videos I did release, they are now trying to get into the health field with one of their newer projects being built on their ecosystem, but we'll cover that in a different video if y'all do like XRP. They are definitely one to pay attention to, because they are ultimately in a SEC case right now to deem, is it a security or is it not a security? And this has kind of gotten the attention of a lot of people in crypto, because they think if XRP is deemed a security, it might, overflow into other coins in the space. But like I said, its main main purpose is for that banking. They have paired with a lot of banks in America to kind of make a stable coin, or that central bank digital currency. So they onboard it, mint it, distribute it, transact it, redeem it, and then destroy it. Now, the next one on that list is the internet computer. And this is an interesting one because FTX hated it. They were shorting this coin into the ground. So this is definitely one I want to pay attention to this next cycle. They are trying to essentially make that browser that I'm on right now decentralized, where nothing can ever get censored on it. So I do think this is an interesting product moving forward. As you can see here, decentralization source of the truth regarding the whole IC structure, storing information about all nodes and their allocation subnets. So kind of just fancy term for it's not ran by one person, it's a group of nodes, so no one person can kind of turn it off. Now, coming into a use case and a project that I am looking into just to see how they grow is Helium. So they actually sell a product that uses your internet router as a cell tower, or you could also have a hotspot set up to it that anytime cell waves go through it, or anytime internet and someone connects to use that hotspot, you actually get paid for someone using that. And it's token Helium. So this is one that I want to pay attention to because I think this could help connections. If a lot of people had a hotspot and they put it in their car at a football stadium, it would be amazing to see some of the growth that would happen with that. So definitely one to pay attention to, and a segue into the next two that we will group together, but they're not the same, is Decentraland and Sandbox. These are two of that Metaverse games, kind of block gaming, Minecraft in a way, and it's just a use case. Now it's not a AAA game by any means, but it's just showing gaming is coming to the crypto space. And it's important to pay attention to the gaming tokens because those could have exponential growth as well as also crash and burn if the game is trash. So it's definitely kind of a harder sector to kind of study on, but I do think this is an area to pay attention to because everyone loves gaming. As you can see, it's kid friendly as well as they have games that aren't kid friendly. Also, businesses are building essentially buildings in this metaverse to where you can go and just play games inside of its building. So I know Fidelity has recently opened up a building on here where you can play some interactive games to kind of get you learning about funds and like how major life events can change how you would need funding. And then we'll call it second to last on the main list before we get into honorable mentions. We have Quant. Essentially, Quant is trying to take all of those ecosystems that we've talked about and make it easier for a business to build on all of them. So they kind of all communicate into one, so you don't have to pick which ecosystem you want to go to. You can utilize the strengths from each and every one of them. So I think this could be huge for the future because it's essentially connecting all of those independent ecosystems into one and allowing you to create one thing to get moved to all of them. So this is one to pay attention to. It's not the best description for that by any means, but let's jump to the last one. And the last one is the Brave browser, actually. This isn't even a coin, it's just a product of a coin. So essentially, if you come here to the very bottom of the list, you have this basic attention token, and as you can see, that logo looks a little similar to that one. So what happens here is every time you are exploring the app or exploring the web, you can see here that they block ads, and with each ad you block, you get rewarded in that BAT token. So then you could ultimately cash out your BAT for just exploring. So these are just some use cases for some of these projects that I really want you guys to do a deeper dive into. Now let's go ahead and show any of the ones that I didn't highlight that I do think is important for y'all. Crow is just a centralized exchange that does have some nice rewards with its debit card. So if you want to kind of take a look at that, now there is a lockup period for the Crow token if you want to use the debit card, so be wary and make sure you can handle that. We do have Cosmos coming on here, which is another ecosystem. Has kind of been known as yield farming. You can get 20% back with it. Avalanche, they did just partner with Amazon, so I think that could be huge. Matic, it's a layer 2 for Ethereum, and you have Disney and some major players building on that ecosystem as well. So with all of those coins, that was just a brief overview. I can't believe we did it in only 10 minutes. If you do want me to do a 10-minute video on one of these coins, go ahead and comment it below. Drop a like if you enjoyed and learned anything today, and I hope y'all can stay safe out there. Bye bye.